Looking at this mat, maybe I have a thing for people with horn. Aiden, and this is the VG Punk channel. Alright, out of the 3 new deck that I got from DBT09, the new set with Purple Bruce, I wouldn't think this is the first deck profile I make out of those 3. But lo and behold, here we are. So, now the reason why I picked Unica as the first deck to do out of those 3 is because she actually carried me in my local tournament today. My record for a 4-round tournament is loss, win, loss, win. Now, so for the first round, I went against grade 4 Nirvana. Everything was fine. I had everything under control. And then they pull an OT on me. My hand could handle another attack, but it cannot handle an OT attack. Okay? So I lost that one. And then the next round, I play against Granfia and I won. I play against Granfia and I won. Let's just leave it at that. I don't want to get too into it or else it might sound real mean. And then the next round is the one I lost and I play against Welstra and everything was fine until he pulled the OT. My hand could handle a double crit but not an OT. So that's a bit ridiculous. And then finally I play against MLB. Everything was fine until I pull the OT. Take that as what you will. But I do have to say, having played this deck, it is mighty aggressive for a 3-attack deck. So it's aggressive from the way I play it, it's aggressive from the get-go. Why don't I get you into it so that way you know what I'm talking about? While I was building Unica, I didn't actually look up any like topping lists or anything, so this all came from my mind. So I ain't net decking. Anyway, Unica, Dinah, Sparta, and the starter doesn't matter in this right line. Okay, so I choose to take my SP1. Now this ride line is mighty good because these 2 girly right here gave me so much advantage. I get Soul Charge from her, and then I get basically a free column from her. It's like, bruh. And then she MVP. She put Trigger back in my deck. Not deck. She put Trigger back into my soul. Bruh. So good. This ride line is so good. And then for the starter, I say the starter didn't matter. But I have seen somebody from that tournament that I went to, he play a crit trigger as a starter, which is interesting. That's an interesting idea. That guaranteed you one, but so far I haven't had an issue with mine, so I think I'll keep it that way. But having a crit as your starter is not a bad idea. So for people that plan to build Unica, maybe think about the crit as the starter. See if that worked for you. And then we want Persona Rai. So, Persona Rai is okay in this deck. Well, it's pretty good. It's pretty good in our deck. I take that back. It's pretty good in that deck. Play 3 more of that, and then since we don't have this is the first round of support for Unica, I play 3 of this guy. He was supposed to be the support card for Bejeweled Dragon all the way back in set 6, but he didn't find a place in the Jewel Dragon, but he managed to find a place in Unica at the moment. I personally think he's great because the card only require a Soul Blast 3 at minimum to activate all his effect, so which Unica do, which is great. And he get my soul back and extra retire. That's also a thing about this deck, is that it surprisingly retire a lot. I think that's a good point to focus on if you're planning to build this deck. See how your meta is, see if the a lot of people play card with like rear guard that stick on the field, important rear guard that stick onto the field. Unica is actually pretty good at dealing with those. Now moving on to the grade 2. This guy, he is pretty nice. On place, he put 2 trigger from my drop zone into the soul, which is great. I can even do this when I'm at grade 2. Yeah, I can do this even while I'm at grade 2. And then if my bind zone have a crit trigger, he's plus 10k attack and 10k shield. Great shield and good attack. For future support, I don't know if we have to cut him, but if so, I would say like cut him down to 3 at most, because personally I think he's great. And then now this would be some kind of flex spot, but personally for me, I play these two. I have seen people play more copy of him because he's big hitter, but I like to play him because I can put him down early just to like extra attack. And then the attack also have a soul charge there, so I could soul charge a critical trigger. And then his secondary effect isn't that bad either. Counterblast 1, which I don't do a lot in this deck. Counterblast 1 put him from the soul into the drop zone to soul charge 1, and then my vanguard gain 10k. There are a couple of There are a couple of times where I wanted to use that effect. I could use that effect. I just didn't. But I think the secondary effect is like, it's a win more, but I think I'm gonna have to experiment more with that secondary effect to see where it's going. And then moving on to the grade 1, this is a Dark State deck, so I have access to Swirler. I have access to Brainwash Swirler. He's pretty good for the deck just for that soul charge, but he is not necessary. There are commons and rares that could take his place. Yeah. He's not necessary, so don't cough up the $30-something to get him. There's a common in... Oh, I don't want to find it right now. There's a common in the previous set that could take his place easily, and yeah, don't cough up that much money for it. And this girl, she's actually pretty good because I like to place her down early in the match, and just all the trigger I discard it for Ride Up. I use her effect to just put those trigger right into the soul, or just put any card in the drop zone into the soul, preferably trigger. Gun Ram. Play 3 of these. You can bump it up to 4 if you want to. Both of his effect is pretty useful as you need the soul charge, and then sometime if you have a lot of soul, which you do sometime, you can just soul blast 3 and then draw a card. He's great. I would bump him up to 4, but right now I like him at 3. And then here's the boring part of the 4 PG. That PG could be Elementaria Sanctitude. I'm just too lazy to take it out of my other deck. Heal Trigger. I play one of each from the... If your opponent have 2 crit, gain 15, and then if the opponent attack twice, gain 15. Most of the time they get discarded. OT. 3 draw trigger. The deck front trigger is not needed. You could try front trigger because Unica tend to be my first attack. You could try to use front trigger, but I still like draw trigger better. Maybe I should experiment with front trigger, see what happened. Huh. No, I like draw better. And then 8 draw. If you have 4 of this, play it. I shouldn't have to tell you. But yeah, that is my Unica deck profile. Now moving on, before ending the video, as you can see, we got the Card Fighter Vault from, it's a new product from GameGenic. Unfortunately, I didn't get early access to it like a lot of content creator, but I do have a friend that got it early and we talked about it, and I don't hate it. I don't hate it, but I don't love it either. Because the thing is, this, love. Can't take it off? That's fine. Color, love. Now, this, I don't love. Let me show you why. You see how difficult it is already for me to get it in? Yeah, I'm not doing that. This is gonna hold token or whatever, but my Ride deck is not going in there. The idea was there, but no. I'm sorry. It just no. I can't put 2 double sleeves card in there. Secondly, I hate putting my deck like that. I rather put my deck like this so it's easier to grab when I get it out from the deck box. Yes, it can hold my whole deck. Now my standard deck tend to be only single sleeve, so it's fine. Only the Ride deck are double sleeve. But the thing is, I know a lot of people that double sleeve their main deck in standard too. The issue is it can still fit it, but the top will be like, the top will be a little bit off. So when you open it, there's a chance that like the top 2-3 card that could fall out, which I don't love. But like I say, love the idea. Thank you, GameGenic, for like creating something like this for us. Very much appreciated, but better execution next time. Luckily, I single sleeve these stuff so everything go under the line. Oh, and also, Ooh, yeah, that's how you know this is freshly gotten. Dice, which is fine, love. But yeah, Unica earned her place to be in my Dark State box. I got a Storkea one too. That's for Grandfia when he get better. Grandfia, why you suck so much? But this is for Unica for now. Maybe Bruce will take over it. Oh, actually, I like this. This is nice. But yeah, Dex box review after the deck profile. I hope y'all enjoy it. I don't think I'll be buying more of these deck box, but I bought 2 of them just to like support the idea, because love the idea, don't love the execution. I don't hate the execution, but I don't love it, you know? But yeah, that's it for today. Remember to take care of yourself, and I'll be seeing you real soon, my love.